What's up, everybody? Amish Country Mets fan here. Haven't done one of these in a little while. Um, just been busy, a little under weather, and it's been freezing. So and the internet's been up and down. So it's just been an issue for me all week. But time to get back on the grind. And really, I mean, there's still not a lot to talk about. Let's be real. One of the things that seems to be been coming up more is the Mets prospects. I feel like part of that is with the international free agents signing period. The Mets, if you haven't heard, they signed I believe it was 3 of the top 100. They signed catcher Giovanni Rodriguez, who was ranked number 6, shortstop Yency Rivas, who was ranked number 31, and outfielder Edward Lantigua, who was ranked number 41. Vladdy Guerrero's son signed as well. He wasn't in the top 100 rankings, but good bloodline there, obviously. So the Mets continue to add to what is already becoming a very potent farm system. If you follow me, you've been following me for a while, you know I'm like very in tune, or try to be very in tune with the farm system and the guys coming up. And seeing the Mets active in the international market and making waves and signing top 100 guys, like, that's all good. And no, I mean, if you're a instant gratification guy, this isn't gonna do anything for you, because these guys are still, 5, 6, 7 years away. These are young, these are kids, actual kids, teenagers that are making the move to the Mets system. So it's going to be a while before they make any impact. But with that, there's been a lot of talk of the Mets prospects that we already have. And the Mets are built well for the future. David Stearns has done a couple interviews here recently talking about it, and we've got guys that are on the cusp of helping this team, and you got guys like Drew Gilbert and Luis Angel Acuna and Jet Williams, but those are the guys everybody talks about. But then there's obviously, Christian Scott, Mike Vassell, Blake Tidwell on the pitching side. You've got Ryan Clifford, who's, I know some people started to write off because he had a rough go when he came over last season in the trade. And same with Luis Angel Acuna. I feel like he gets a little bit of a bad rap because, again, he came over, didn't look great. But to me, it's unwise to give up on these kids on a small sample size like that. I want to see how they improve with being in the system from the start of the year, and see how they perform. Because those are, Acuna is still a very highly regarded prospect. So is Clifford. He's not in the top 100, but he's very highly regarded as well. These are guys that can still help this team. Baseball Prospectus put out their recent rankings, and they had Jet Williams at number 23, Gilbert at number 29, Ryan Clifford at 76, Luis Angel Acuna at 77, and Christian Scott at 88. So actually, I was wrong on that. Clifford is considered a top 100 prospect, at least in their eyes. So these are kids that can all help. These are kids that some of them are still a little bit of ways away, but Drew Gilbert's going to be starting the season at AAA, which is right on the cusp. He's not on the 40-man. Luis Angel is the only guy on the 40-man, which to me makes him the clear choice to probably be one of the guys to first hit the scene with the Mets, just because they don't have to clear a 40-man roster spot for him. The kid is fast. He plays good defense. Stearns says he can play second, short, and the outfield. So we could see him out there as well. Same with Jet Williams. He's versatile. Jet's been getting talked up a lot. He's probably the furthest away of the big three, but he's knocking on the door as well. He could see action in 2024. The Mets are set up well with who they have. I see a lot of, maybe it's because one of the guys we signed was a catcher. We like acquiring catchers in the minor league system. That doesn't mean anything. I know people complain that, all we get is catchers and shortstops. It truly doesn't mean anything. These guys can move positions. These guys can be traded and whatnot. But that said, I see a lot of Kevin Parada is expendable, which he might be. But the problem with that is we're not the only ones that saw Kevin Parada. He struggled a bit last year. Teams aren't going to be clamoring for a Kevin Parada. Nobody's building a trade package around Kevin Parada. So you got to remember that when you think about this. Are the Mets in a position to trade a guy like Kevin Parada when his value is not high at the moment? I don't think they are. I think they keep him in the system and they let him try to build that value back up. Plus, it never hurts to have a lot of these guys, especially at the catcher position. Catchers are fragile. You can use him as a backup if he ever makes it up as a catcher. You could move him off the catcher position. So I'm not saying Kevin Parada's going to be some elite baseball player. I still believe in him, but I'm just saying it's not a good time to give up on him. And that doesn't mean he won't be a part of a trade. I just don't think you're not centering any deals around Kevin Parada. Guys, I love how fans, they try to package the guys they don't want in trades. And it's yeah, you don't want them for a reason. You don't want them because you don't think they're very good. So if you don't think they're very good, what makes you think another team is going to want these guys? It's like an Alex Ramirez. For a while, he's very highly regarded. Right now, his value is on the ground. Could you package him with some other guys in a trade? Yeah, but he's not going to be a centerpiece, whereas a couple years ago, he might have been able to be a centerpiece. And hopefully he changes that this year. He's another guy. He has potential. Just because guys have a down year in the minors or a couple down years in the minors doesn't mean they're done. It's all about development, and now we have a new development team, and maybe that'll help these guys. So you shouldn't sleep on these prospects. I know nobody wants to hear it because everybody's worried about the major league team, but these guys are very close to helping the major league team. And as far as the pitchers, listen, Christian Scott, I've said it before, I'll say it again. He's my favorite prospect. He's on the pitching side. He's probably the guy that has the most upside. He's probably a guy that can turn into a top of the rotation starter. These other guys, I'm not saying they're bad. I like Vassell enough. Tyler Stewart's a guy I really like. Tidwell's a guy I like. Brandon Sprout is a guy we drafted last year. He could end up being solid. He might be a bullpen guy. We'll see. Dominic Campbell, another guy. But a lot of those guys profile as back end of the rotation starters. And not that we don't need that. We do need that. I'm just saying, they're not necessarily high ceiling guys. But they are very much guys to keep eyes on. And it's important. The farm system is going to be important for the growth of this team in 2024, 2025, and beyond. I know, and like I said, I know the instant gratification folks don't want to hear it. They want guys now. They want the free agents. They want guys that are going to help this team this year. But that's not David Stearns is not doing that. Let's face it. He's being smart. He's being calculated. He's building the team that he thinks will compete. He said it. Whether you want to believe it or not, that's on you. I've said I think I can see mid-80s wins out of this team. And that's without adding anybody. And we might not add anybody else, to be honest. I mean, I have no idea where this free agent market is going. I was looking at this list. See if I can pull it up real quick. And there's a lot of guys that are just still out there. I mean, let's just name some of these dudes. We got, Jock Peterson is still out there. I'm not naming guys that are necessarily Mets targets, just bigger name guys that in general. Cody Bellinger's still out there. Justin Turner's still out there. Josh Hader's still out there. Matt Chapman's still out there. Jorge Soler, Rhys Hoskins, Mike Clevenger, Blake Snell, Jordan Montgomery, Enrique Rodriguez, David Robertson, JD Martinez. There's still a ton of names. Eddie Rosario, Hector Neris, Giovanni Urshela, CJ Cron's out there, Tommy Pham's out there. Just a ton. I'm just naming names. Again, not Ryan Stanek, not necessarily guys the Mets will go after, or I would want them to go after. But the fact that there's that many guys, and that's part of the list. I could have kept going. The fact that there's that many guys out there and available, and we're heading into the end of January, that's crazy. I don't know what's taking so long for these guys to sign. And I truly don't know what that means for the Mets. I don't know if they have a guy out there that they're interested in, and they're just waiting for the market to start playing out to see if they can grab him. If that's affecting the trading market, because obviously the trade market, teams have more leverage when there's teams out there that miss out on free agents. So some tells me a lot of trades are being held up because teams are waiting to see where some of these guys sign, to see if they can, if they need to trade for a guy. And so then the teams with those guys available to trade, then that puts them in a position of power and being hey, we have one of the few guys that are available because this person signed somewhere else. So it's interesting, man. It's interesting to see what's going on. The fact that all these guys are still available in free agency is crazy. And like I said, I don't know what that means for the Mets. I've said I would love for them to get a bat, whether that be Justin Turner, JD Martinez, Jorge Soler, what have you. I don't care who it is. I just feel like we still need that guy, that DH in the lineup to help protect Pete. It would be useful. And I know some people believe in Vientos and they just want to see us go that route. I can't agree there, but if they do that, I'm fine. It's fine. I still would really like to see the DH. I still would like to be surprised and see us somehow obtain a top of the rotation starter. That would really do a lot for our playoff hopes, I think. And then that's pretty much it. But because we got our outfield pretty much set. So, and then there's the reliever market. Honestly, I don't know. The strategy has so far been just get a lot of, I don't want to call them no-name guys, but they kind of are a lot of no-name guys to just battle it out. And I'm fine with that, but I think most people feel like we still need at least one back end of the bullpen guy, a 7th or 8th inning guy. I don't know who that's going to be. I did mention some names on that list that are still available. Nerese and Robertson, Stanek, guys like that. So, and you may not like those names. I'm just saying who's out there. So I don't know. I don't know what Stearns is gonna do. I think a lot is gonna come down to how these other bigger names I still haven't signed yet, where they go and how that all plays out. So yeah, just wait and see. It was good to be back doing this. Sorry, it was a little scatterbrained, but it's cold out here. It's hard to think. But I appreciate you all watching. Please like, comment, subscribe if you're on YouTube. If you're on X, please give a share, give a like. If you're on listening on Spotify and Apple, please rate the show, leave a comment. I appreciate all of you. I'll be back with more soon. Again, not a lot to talk about. I could maybe go a little more in depth on some of these minor league guys that I was talking about. Don't say that kid that we signed, the catcher. I don't know how much people know about him, but he's even more highly regarded than Francisco Alvarez was when we signed him. So again, kid's 5, 6, 7 years away, but that's high praise. So the Mets have some guys that they're ready to help soon. They have some guys that could potentially help way down the line. So it's a good spot to be in. You want to build a very deep farm system, because then you're able to supplement the major league roster. You're able to trade guys to get better pieces for the major league roster, and then still have a farm system left. And we've seen it with the Dodgers. The Dodgers are always able to make these deals for star players, and yet their farm systems are still ranked in the top 5, top 10, because they have tons of prospects. And that's where the Mets want to be. And I get it, and I want to be there too. I like it. And come here in a couple months, I did a series talking farm on the farm. I'm going to do that again and highlight some prospects, not just the big name guys, but some guys that not everybody sees. I have the minor league baseball package. I like to watch all the games and see what these kids have. So, and I go to minor league games here locally. So it is going to be fun minor league season to watch for sure. And I truly think the major league season is going to be exciting too. Might not be that elite team that everybody would love, but I think the Mets can make some noise. I've said it, and I keep saying it. I think people sleeping on this team is a mistake. So, anyways, this went a little long. Appreciate y'all. Have a great day. We'll talk to you guys later. I'm going to go warm up now. Peace.
Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and stay tuned for the latest video.